Tigers are off to Omaha. Welcome in. Musso at the box. Y'all smash the like button. Get subscribed if you have not already. YouTube and your favorite podcast app. Please smash the like button. Please share. That never gets old, y'all. It doesn't matter how many times, and this is the 20th time, it never gets old. Watching the final out, watching them celebrate, watching them take the victory lap, it never gets old, truly. And that was a really well-played weekend, top to bottom by that team. 28 to 14, you outscore that team over the course of 2 games. It played out pretty much like we thought it would. And you know what? I was, man, oh, there it is. Oh. They're handing out the trophy now. OAR's blaring in the background. It doesn't get old, y'all. It will never, ever get old. I always have a lot of thoughts about the game, about this team, but I will say this. You know what? I was irrationally confident this weekend. I loved the matchup, and you saw why for a lot of different reasons. You know what? I thought Cade Anderson and Anthony Irons had battled their ass off. Were they as dominant as they have been? No, but that's fine. They were good enough. They got you into the game. They both got the win. I thought your bullpen was fantastic on Sunday night especially. Cooper Williams, we'll get to him. But that's a West Virginia team, man. I'll give them some credit. They hit the ball a lot harder. They hit the ball a lot harder than they did a week ago. But stringing together things was a problem for them, as we thought it would be. LSU really didn't help them out a whole bunch, and that played out to be huge. Their defense was shoddy all weekend long, as we thought it would be. We talked about that, and man, it played out well. Like it really played out well. Just a few thoughts on the team as Musso. What's up? Go Tigers. A few thoughts on the team before we get into the game. You know, Jay Johnson always says at the beginning of the season, he could promise them nothing except adversity. And they faced some adversity this year. Swept on the road at Auburn. You went on the road to Texas, had that series in control, gagged it away. You know, they faced plenty. And they overcame all of it. They're 48-15. They're heading to Omaha for the 20th time in search of championship number 8. And call me crazy, they got a damn good chance to see it. This offense, they haven't been perfect away from the box, and I get that, and we're going to talk about that a lot this week. But I'll be damned, you look at how this plays out. You got a good draw again. You've beaten Arkansas once behind Cade Anderson. That's going to be a hell of a ball game. And after that, you really like the way the rest of the bracket sets up. The winner of that LSU-Arkansas game, that's the team that's going to be in control to get to the championship series, because the rest of the bracket plays out really well for you. And this team earned it. And there was moments where it looked like maybe it wouldn't happen for them, but they just kept coming back. They kept coming back. They would not quit. They battled. They persevered. We talked early in the season about too many walks out of the bullpen, and it could be their undoing. I'll be damned, it wasn't their undoing. This team's off to Omaha. We talked about timely hitting, and man, they lack it. Where'd the offense go the second half? And I'll be damned, they're going to Omaha. Jared Jones and all his slumps, and I'll be damned, they're going to Omaha. Jay Johnson and all he's tinkering, I'll be damned, they're going to Omaha. We can keep going. We can keep going through all of those things. And this team went through all of it. They don't score enough runs away from the box, and I'll be damned, they're going to Omaha. Just a major hat tip to that staff, to this team. They battled hard all season long. 48-15 is nothing to sneeze at. That shows incredibly, that shows incredible consistency. And this team deserves some respect, and they deserve to be admired, and they deserved admiration, and they got it. And no matter what happens now, I look at this season and I say success. You came into this year, you were supposed to be in Omaha, and you will be, and now see if you can go play your best baseball for a week and a half, 2 weeks. That's what it's all about. And this team earned the right, and I can't wait to go watch them for at least 2 more games. I cannot wait to watch them for 2 more games. They've been awesome. The other thing I'll say about tonight, thought the box was awesome. You have to sit through a 3.5-hour sunshine delay yet again, which is completely unacceptable, and something needs to be done about that. I'm all for getting your starter full rest and, through the game, not having to stop him. They could have done that at 5 o'clock. Go Tigers. So something needs to be done about that. I mean, that's unacceptable. But you distracting, guys. You persevered through that, and the crowd showed up after, man. The crowd showed up after. It was loud. It was packed. It was energetic. It was a lot of fun. I love that you got Josh Pearson that final at bat. I love that Jay Johnson's cognizant of those things. That means a lot. And Josh Pearson deserved the ovation that he got, and it was awesome. I wish he could have got the knock, but man, he went down swinging. He wasn't going to get cheated in that 0-2 count, and you love to see that as well. The shirt did win. The shirt did win. You love to see that as well from Pearson. I'm just really proud of the team. I really am. They fought really, really hard, and we nitpick. Boy, do we nitpick. And in the end, they're 48-15. So let's talk a little bit about the game. I thought West Virginia got swallowed up by the box a few different times this weekend. I'm not surprised. We talked about that on the preview. Their coach said, man, they have such a great home atmosphere. They went and played at Clemson. They thought they'd be ready. They were not ready. They just weren't. You could see it get to Griffin Kern in game one. You could absolutely see it get to Jack Hartsonis, who has a fantastic mustache, here in game number 2. He was all over the place, y'all. And LSU got that pitch count up quick. Threw 27 pitches in the first inning. He was over 70 by the time he left after 2 innings. So he had walked 16 batters coming in. He walked 4 tonight. And then you had some incredibly clutch hits, especially in that second inning. That second inning starts with 3 straight free passes, 3 straight walks, and you get 3 gifts like that, you take them, you say thank you. LSU did a great job of that in the 5th inning, and then Stephen Milam comes up. Postseason Milam, it's a thing, y'all. Look it up. It's a thing. He's a dude. 8 RBI for Milam this weekend, 4 more here on Sunday night, and it started in that second. The bases clearing double to the opposite field. Actually, I'm sorry, that was pull side. But loved seeing that from him. Clears them out, and that set the tone for you. And then right behind him, Jake Brown. First pitch he sees, hard single up the middle. He comes around to score. Love that. Cougar Frogs, the Rally Frogs, baby. And you're up 6-0, and you're feeling really good. You know what? In the 4th, 5th inning, command got away from Anthony Irons, and he just fell behind in the count. And, I mean, that happens to the best of them. I thought he pitched really well for the first 3 innings. I thought he battled really hard to get you through 5. They brought him back out there for the 6th. That was a choice. And you saw he issued another free pass. They went and got him. They weren't playing around. But Anthony Ironson's been phenomenal for you all season long, and he got his 11th win here tonight, and I thought he was great. But what was huge was Cooper Williams. Cooper Williams coming in there in the 6th inning after Ironson puts the free pass on. There's nobody out. At that point, it's a 6-4 ball game, so it is still tipping balance. And Cooper Williams comes in and just mows them down. Has a strikeout in there. He was awesome. And y'all, I've been yelling about it since I've been till blue in the face. Yeah, he gave up the home run tonight. You tipped the cap to that kid. He hung you 2 zeros, got you 2 1/3, just the earned run. That was just the 2nd earned run. Just the 2nd earned run that Cooper Williams has given up since before the Tennessee series. He's been awesome for the better part of a month. Now you're just seeing it more extension, and you found somebody there. You have found somebody there. Another arm that has emerged that will be huge for you out of the bullpen, and that's exciting. That's really, really exciting. He has just pounded the zone. Kid's a freshman, got a sub 2 ERA. I mean, you got 2 of those guys in Evans and Williams. So major hat tip to Cooper Williams. It was a big spot. Big spot for him to come in and and get those outs. That was huge, and quite honestly, loved every minute of it because we've been trumpeting him. We have been trumpeting him for at least a month now on this show, and that I'm happy for him to go out there and be able to have that moment. Chase Shores at the end of the game. Chase Shores was phenomenal tonight. Pounded the zone with hundo after hundo after hundo from Chase Shores. Just absolutely blew it past everybody and got you the last 4 outs with relative ease and sent you to Omaha. And I'm very glad LSU did not dogpile on top of him. It's act like we've been here before, and please don't hurt the pitcher coming back from surgery. I mean, they were nails. What did we say, man? Like, what did we say all week? Yep. Talking about Evans, those guys at the back end, you didn't even need them. You didn't even need them. That's the depth. They do have pitching depth, and a lot of it. And, man, it was on full display this weekend. And thank goodness that it was. Thank goodness that it was. And then, man, in the 6th inning, in the 6th inning, or not the 6th, I'm sorry. Was that the 7th? It was the 7th inning. They put up the 6th spot. Again, free passes. Dickinson starts it with they ruled it an error. It was the second pop-up they let dropped in. It didn't hit anybody's glove, at least not that I could see, so I was surprised they ruled it an error. But that starts the inning. Then you get back-to-back free passes. West Virginia, the team with the .969 fielding percentage, goes in there and commits 3 errors in that inning. But, man, you get some big hits, and it's highlighted by the 2-run homer from Jake Brown off the batter's eye in center field. Stephen Milam with another clutch RBI hit in that inning, part of his 4 RBI night. He was just phenomenal. And look, when we do our comprehensive recap of this, probably drop tomorrow night, or Monday night, I should say. I'll go back and I'll add in his weekend into his overall postseason numbers, because postseason Milam is a thing, and he's seeing a damn beach ball. I don't think Stephen Milam struck out 1 time this weekend. Maybe I missed one in there, but I don't think that he did. He is really seeing it, and we've talked about that for a long time. If he can get going, if you can get him going, what that means for this team down the stretch offensively, because let's be honest, that's where a lot of our conversations are going to be this week as we head into the Arkansas game, but we have plenty of time for that. I thought Milam was fantastic. I thought Jared Jones had a really nice weekend. He ended up with a 3-hit night today, albeit one of those was the blooper that dropped in. But, look, you look in the scorebook tomorrow, and it'll just be a single. So, thought he was very good as well. But, man, they scored 28 runs in 2 games. Everybody was pretty good. Everybody's pretty good when you score 28 runs in 2 games. So it doesn't get old. That's why we grind over this forever, is to just watch them get to celebrate, and hopefully they'll get to go and have one more dog pile. That's what this is about now. It's getting one more dog pile and another facelift for the Intimidator. And man, great year so far. Y'all throw some questions. Y'all go ahead and throw some questions in here. Garrett Snyder says, has Braswell lost his spot? I don't think so. I mean, Braswell started, every game except for one in the postseason so far? I think he'll be back out there. Go Tigers! I think he'll be back out there. They got him in for a last at bat at the box too. It just didn't go great there. Timothy Cannon says, what is Brown's splits? I will have to try to dig that up and find that for you, man. I don't know it off the top of my head. He definitely hits right-handed pitching better, but I don't know the split right off the top of my head. Anthony M. Barry says, who's starting against Arkansas? Cade Anderson is starting against Arkansas. He'll be on normal rest. LSU should play Saturday. I don't know if they've announced, but they should play the night game. LSU should be the second game of the day on Saturday, so they should be the final game of the opening round of the College World Series, and Cade Anderson will start that game. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You've won behind him against them already. I like you having to go up against Zach Root. I much prefer that than you would have having to face Liam Doyle again because he ate your lunch. So I like the matchup against Root better for LSU, so I like that. But yeah, that'll be Anderson, and it should be. Let's see where the let's see. Will Corwin says, will we see more tinkering in Omaha with the lineup? Probably, yeah. Remember in 2023, championship game, Cade Beloso led off. He was doing it right up to the end. He's going to play matchups. As long as he can, he's going to play matchups. Look, man, give him credit. The buttons he's pushed, they've worked. The buttons he has pushed, they have worked. To goat, you heard, yes, I'm going to the beach. And I'm going to enjoy that because that's my freaking, like, one vacation of the year. Leave me alone. And I hope that I'm doing shows for y'all at the beach because that would mean LSU's playing for a national championship in a 3-game series against the team to be named later. So, yes, I will be there. I will be hammered in the sun for 7 days, and it will be awesome. Damon Gilmore said, did Milam get MVP? I don't know if they did an all tournament team for the super regional, actually. Anthony Barry says, should we keep the same lineup for Omaha? I mean, like I said, he's going to play matchups. He's going to tinker with it. I know he hates that word, but and he's going to set the team up to win the way he thinks it is, the best it is. And again, like the buttons he's pushing, they're working quite well, as a matter of fact, right now. Logan Moore, has LSU ever played the Hogs in Omaha? Yes, they have. And it went very, very well for the Tigers. I believe the last time they've met in Omaha was 2009. LSU beat them twice to eliminate them. Arkansas was LSU's second game in the College World Series in 2009. LSU won that one, I think, like 9-4. LSU was 2-0. Arkansas had to come back through the losers bracket, try to beat them twice, and LSU beat them like 14-5 the second time. But that's a long time ago, man. But yes, they have played each other before, and I believe that is the last time that they did play each other in Omaha, which is surprising because they've been there simultaneously a lot. I mean, Arkansas is obviously a great program, so they've been there simultaneously a lot together, but it just hadn't. Brian Keller, should we have brought Cowan out for the 8th or 9th to get the confidence back? Yeah, he was in the bullpen. No, just close it out, man. Close it out. That's what you're looking for there. Chase Shores did the job. He was awesome. Dude's throwing 100 past everybody. Just let that roll. Let that roll. Anthony Barry says, you think all the national seeds getting upset is an advantage this year? I do, yes. It's not to say that those teams can't go on a run, but yeah, I mean, would you rather play all the national seeds in Omaha, or would you rather play the teams that beat the national seeds? To goat your hurts. 9-1. Hey, I nailed the 14-5 though. I remembered that 9-1 was that first game. But yeah, I'd much rather play the non-national seeds, like 100%. Hunter says we have a revenge tour on Coastal and the Natty. Maybe. Coastal's got a pretty good pitching staff, y'all. That's a pretty salty group on the mound. Their rotation's pretty damn good. Justin LaGrange's best guess for game time Saturday, I'm not sure. It'll be the nightcap, so probably like 6. Like it should be the second game of the day. Just based off of how they've shown the bracket and they've had that organized. Kobe says LSU versus Arizona in the College World Series final. It's a possibility, isn't it? I can tell you who would not want that, and that is the head coach of your Fighting Tigers. because Jay Johnson is not going to want to answer all these damn questions about his former team playing his former team. I think he truly has no desire to ever play that matchup, ever. I really do, because he just wants to focus to be on baseball. He wouldn't answer the questions anyway, but you know they'd be asked. But that is a possibility. Garrett Snyder says, do the bats stay hot, or was this just the team playing in the box? That's the question, Garrett. That is the $1 million question that will decide if they are to win a national championship or not, because I am so convinced they have the pitching. Like, there is nothing about this team that I look at from a pitching standpoint that I go, yeah, they don't have enough to get it done. The question will be the offense, and look, they're going to have to go prove that. I think you've got the right guys seeing the baseball at the right time to where that can happen, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you I have all the confidence in the world that they're just going to go out there, flip the switch, and they're going to score, as many runs on the road. That's the question they have to answer. Like, if they want to win the national championship, and if they are going to win the national championship, they have to carry the offense over on the road. Kobe just asked, do the errors against West Virginia discredit LSU's offense? No. Because none of the runs scored on errors. You reached base on the errors and then got the base hit behind it. LSU had great timely hitting this weekend. Like, fantastic timely hitting from the Tigers. All weekend long, whether it was the grand slams. I loved LSU's ability to the opposite field tonight. And really this whole weekend. Curriell's home run on Saturday, opposite field. Milam's grand slam, opposite field. Jones had an opposite field hit tonight. They did a great job staying through, using the middle and the opposite field. Look at Brown's home run, straightaway center field. That tells me they're locked in. Like, that tells me that they're locked in at the plate again. They're really seeing it, and they're staying inside the baseball, and that's what you have to do. Like, that's why that's why they didn't strike out much this weekend, is because they're staying inside the baseball. Anthony says favorite Jello shot, any of them. I enjoy liquor, Anthony, so I'm really not picky. Just in all honesty. Tyler says, who in Omaha besides Arkansas is decent pitching? Coastal. I mean, Coastal does, y'all. They're number one. Fluky, he's up to 96. Big kid, like he's really good. And their number two ain't too shabby either. Kobe says, does the Omaha ballpark play well for LSU? I like that LSU can score in a lot of different ways. And I think that does make that ballpark play well for them. But you have to prove that you can do it away from home. And they just, the Hoover Met has the same exact dimensions as the Schwab in Omaha. LSU didn't play very well there. So, I mean, they can, and it can, because the ball flies there now more. With the change of the baseball and all that, the home run is back in the game, even in Omaha. You're not going to go there and hit, 12, 13 homers as a team. But you can get it out of there. So that can help. But look, LSU's done a lot of squeeze bunting and all that. So they can do it in a lot of different ways. They just have to prove that they can go do it away from the box, because it's been a while since they've really done that. It has been a while since they've really done that. Y'all, excuse me. Y'all smash the like button, please, if you have not already. That would be greatly appreciated. Please get subscribed. Follow on social media, Twitter X @MusoMatthew. Instagram, Facebook as well. That's greatly appreciated. Please share. I love the shares. That's what we need as well. Of course. Just a great run for this team this year. It really, really is a great run for this team. Because, again, they faced a lot of adversity. They really, really did. They faced a lot of adversity all throughout. Anthony says, best commentator. Lynn Rollins or Big Ben, both of them together. What do you mean? Both of them together, man. Drunk says we're winning it all. Hope you're right, my man. Sam says, is 3 runs enough to win the Arkansas LSU game? I don't think so. Because I think, it wasn't enough to win any of them in Baton Rouge. 5-4 was the first night. Then you had the run rule 13-3. And then you lost 7-4? No, you're going to need more. Arkansas's offense is legit. Like, you're going to have to score more than 3. The number to keep an eye on for LSU, as it's been all year, is 6. You need 6. I mean, I think they've lost one or 2 games when they've scored 6 runs this year. I forgot the stat. So I'd say 6 is enough, but 3, no, I don't think so, at least. Jason Travis, better commentator, Lynn Rollins or Dave Neal. Look, I love Dave Neal and his golden pipes. I really do. Like, it's the old Jefferson Pilot type game stuff right there, man. But yeah, we're gonna go with Lynn Rollins. We're gonna go with Lynn Rollins on that. Just a great win, man. Great win. And Arkansas, I don't know, sorry, what's the first-time flyer? Arkansas's outfield defense is great. Arkansas's defense is great. They're right up there with LSU, fielding over 980. Like, they're awesome. They'll cover the ground in the outfield, no doubt. Arkansas's a great team, y'all. Like, it would not surprise me if this is Arkansas's year finally. They are very complete. They are very, very complete, those Hogs. Let's see. The Ferg says great team effort. Yeah, it was. All year it's been a great team effort, man. You don't get to 48-15 without a great team effort. You just don't. You just don't. So, shout out. They were awesome all year. And they got at least 2 more games to play. Hopefully more than that. Jason Travis says, who you got in Game 3 with Duke and Murray State? That's a hard one. Because the 2 teams, like, Duke won pretty handily. Murray State won by 10 on Sunday. Man, that's a tough one to call. I'm excited to watch it. As a matter of fact, I think that's the only game they have tomorrow, right? Everything else got wrapped up. I'll take Duke. They're the home team. I'll take Duke. They're the home team. I don't know who asked, but they asked who's going to be the favorite between LSU and Arkansas. I expect Arkansas to be favored in that game, slightly. I expect Arkansas to be a slight favorite in that ball game. We'll see, though. It's LSU and Omaha, man. Nothing like that. Hunter Jarko, reaction to Arizona beating North Carolina. That was shocking. I'll give you something on that. Arizona was outscored by 13 runs over the course of those 3 games. They won the Super Regional. That is the second largest negative run differential for a winning team in the history of Super Regional play. The largest was NC State, 2021 in Fayetteville. You'll remember that was the year Arkansas had Kevin Kopps, and they started him game number 1 of that Super Regional, and they won like 24-2 or something like that. And then NC State came back and won the next 2 games, but they got outscored over the course of the whole weekend. I was surprised. I really, really liked North Carolina this year. I thought they were really good. And, man, when they jumped out 18-2, I thought they'd walk in to Omaha. Credit Arizona. I'm happy Arizona's going back. That's their first trip back since Jay Johnson left. So, hat tip to Chip Hale over there and his team. College baseball is better when Arizona's good. They just are. So, I mean, it just is. So happy for them to be back. And that was a fantastic game today between Arizona and North Carolina. Tyler says similar lineup to yesterday with Root being a lefty. Possibly. Yeah. I don't know if you move Derek Curiel down again. You might leave him in the leadoff spot, but I would definitely expect to see Josh Pearson in there. All of that. So, yeah, I think definitely similar lineup. Why not? It worked. But, again, it's Jay. Like, go back to what they did, in the regular season against Root. You had Curiel, Jones, Dickinson at the top of that order, and you won that game. And, I mean, you actually tied the game up, and I think even took the lead off of Root. At least some of the runs you took the lead with were charged back to him. You got it off of Jimenez. But, so there's multiple different ways. Like, you have a lineup that already worked for you there, and then you have the lineup that's working right now. You're more likely to go with the lineup that's working right now, but maybe you see a combination of both, to be quite honest with you, to try to have the most success there against Root and against Arkansas. It's going to be really interesting. Like, it's this is when Jay can really get in his bag. Like, it just really is. This is when Jay can really, really get in his bag and, show what a maniac that he really can be when it comes to baseball and coaching. The guy pours over it like nobody I've ever seen before. So, man, that was awesome. I'll start it. I'll start it the way I DJ Trauma, $10 super chat, says, see you in Omaha. Drink on me. I appreciate it, DJ. Appreciate you all year, man, with the super chats. Unfortunately, I will not be in Omaha this year. I do apologize for that. So, unless something just drastically changes. Will says, besides Anderson, who do you think is the biggest X factor against Arkansas? Stephen Milam. That's who I'll go with right now, honestly. The kid is just on fire. And that you need him to be that way to really have this offense humming. So I will say Stephen Milam. Again, 8 RBI for him this week. I can't wait to add in all the postseason numbers now and get his updated stats for y'all later. I mean, because, what was it? Entering this weekend, counting SEC tournaments, 370 in his career in the postseason. That went up. He's just seeing the ball so well. Now, what you have to battle against, though, is kind of what we talked about with a guy like Armani Guzman from West Virginia. Milam's going to have to sit now. Like, he's super hot, but can he sit through these next few days and get to Saturday and keep that streak going? That's what we're going to have to see. But I'll say him. Outside of Anderson, I'll say him. Now, somebody else on the pitching side, it's going to have to be Shores, Cowan, Myers, somebody like that to really be your X factor there on the pitching side. But offensively, Milam. I'll go Milam. All right, y'all. Y'all smash the like button, please, on your way out. Get subscribed if you have not already. YouTube and on your favorite podcast app. That's greatly, greatly appreciated. We will have plenty more coverage all throughout this thing as long as they're playing. So I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate everybody all year. It's been a great year. And I'm looking forward to more. Be here next time on Musso at the Box.